Today on Dr. Phil.
Would you like Dr. Phil to try to help you?
In 17 seasons.
I'm only here because it was foster care or Dr. Phil! That's why I'm here! I was forced! This is not my choice!
You've never seen
Get out of my face!
a guest.
What gives you permission to take a butcher knife out of the kitchen and chase somebody and threaten their life with it?
I was mad.
Like this.
I didn't say I was going to bring a gun. I said he's lucky he doesn't have a bullet through his head.
You've been suspended from school.
I told my teacher she had chlamydia.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. I'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Take a look at something for today's show. We videotape all kinds of interactions between our guests and producers because I like to see what's going on, how they behave, because I think it's a microcosm of what happens in the real world, the way they behave when they're here. And my longtime producer, Tony here, tough to the core.
I thought so.
Well, you actually said you were scared of this 14-year-old. I haven't heard that from you in 17 years.
This is the first time I thought that maybe a guest was going to come at me.
Going to attack you.
Yeah.
I see
and
you
the
got
crew.
some pretty scary-looking nails.
Those nails are the stiletto cut, and they're really pointy, and all I was thinking is, how am I going to stop this girl? If you see here, she just gets fed up with my questions and kind of goes.
Well, let's see what you got. Let's look at it.
I don't like being asked multiple questions.
Because then you piss me off. And then I get mad. And then there's a big situation. The only reason why I'm here is because it was between foster care or Dr. Phil. I didn't have a choice to come.
Would you like Dr. Phil to try to be able to help you?
I just explained myself. I'm not going to explain it again. I don't need this.
I don't know why I have it.
Small vocabulary.
So after this, I found her again, and I said, hey, are you okay? Because she didn't leave well. And this is what we have here.
All right.
So we're done. Want to go home?
Yes, I want to go home. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be here.
Do you want to do the show Tuesday?
No, do that, but I'm not videotaping anymore. I'm done. And if you don't get that here out of my face, I'm destroying you. I'm serious. Get that out of my face. Get it out of my face.
All right. So we got out of her face.
I wonder if she knows how much those cameras cost.
They're in the $5,000-$6,000 range.
So the only reason she's here is foster care or Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Threatening people at school, threatening to shoot them, tearing up the house, running away. That doesn't have anything to do with why she's here. Boy, I wish this was two-way. I wish I could talk to you right now, but I'll talk to you in a few minutes, but it'll be a really probably short conversation. Okay, I got to go get ready for the show because I want to talk to mother and grandmother backstage and see what they have to say. So I'll let people take a look at this while I get dressed. Okay.
My 14-year-old daughter, Destoni, is disrespectful, violent, and aggressive both at home and at school.
Did I ask that question?
You just literally...
I asked! Who gave us a blanket?
On 2 different occasions, Destoni came at both my babysitter and my older daughter with a butcher knife. You stuck the butcher knife in the door jamb, Des.
Okay, that was like a year ago.
She's become so out of control and has such a major attitude. How many times have you sat down in front of the door with your back or your feet to it and not let her out?
Never.
Get out of my way. You're acting a fool right now. On a good day, Destiny will tell me to shut the hell up. On a normal day, Destiny will tell me to shut the up.
If you really think that's the path I'm going down, you truly don't give a about
Really?
When somebody tells Destiny to do something, she will start screaming, the bomb flies, she's completely out of control.
And you still really think I'm gonna be in Josie or on the street?
Destiny was the perfect child just after kindergarten started. That's when Destiny's behavior took a turn for the worse. In the last 10 years, the cops have been called over 50 times. Destiny's been suspended 9 times, and the school has called me 100+ times. Destiny is the only child I know to have ever been suspended from kindergarten.
She's uncontrollable and she's a monster. She just recently yelled out that one teacher had chlamydia.
You proceeded to tell her she had chlamydia and that you were gonna sock her and telling the cops, bitches come get me. My biggest fear is that Destiny has threatened to shoot up the school, multiple students and teachers.
Police have been called, yet she's never been arrested for it. I don't understand why.
I asked her what had happened and she proceeded to tell me that she did not say those things, that everybody else was lying. I believe that she made the threat, but my gut tells me that she wouldn't act on it.
Destiny is capable of just about anything, and I really feel inside that she would follow through if she were in that moment of complete anger or somebody pushed her too far.
Well, Destiny was disrespecting my producers, threatening to destroy our camera, screaming and carrying on. I was wondering who raised this child. You don't just start behaving this way at 14. There has to be a reason, and it started a whole long time ago. So I'm going to find out what these people have to say. Knock, knock.
Good morning.
How are you? Dr. Phil.
Fine, thank you. I'm Michelle.
Michelle,
Nice
how
to
are
meet
you?
you.
Melissa.
Melissa, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I wanted to talk to you guys for just a couple of seconds. Now, Melissa, you wrote in, right?
I did.
And why? What prompted you to write in now instead of a year from now or a year ago?
Because I have just gotten to the point that I'm not sure what to do anymore. It's not safe for anyone in my house.
But this started when she was like 3 and 4.
Almost 5, yeah.
Okay, and have you watched me much?
I have.
You've heard me say that we're raising adults, not children, right?
Correct.
And you've heard me say that when there's trouble, you need to make a stand when they're 3, 4, and 5.
Correct.
Because when they're 14, 15, 16, 17, it's a whole lot harder to control them. At 3 and 4, you can physically put them in timeout. You can physically take their toys away. You can physically control their environment. At 14 or 15, they're as big as you are, probably in better shape, probably faster, so they're a lot harder to control. What's happened over the last 10 years? This started happening she got kicked out of kindergarten.
She did. I
so
think
what have you been doing for 10 years?
Living day by day with her, I figured it was something that maybe it was something she would grow out of.
But you disciplined her.
But I mean, we did time out. I put her in her room and she would just destroy things. I would put her in the corner, face in the corner, and she would just come out, and then I'd put her back. And I'd actually have to sit in the corner with her because she wouldn't stay.
Well, that's not time out.
I know.
If you put a child in a corner and you sit there with her, that's not time out. Has the tail been wagging the dog for the last 10 years? I mean, has the child been in charge here? What do you say?
Yes.
Are you surprised that what you've got is a child that is functioning with an emotional age of 4 or 5, but the body, emotions, hormones, social pressures of a teenager, but with an emotional age of 4 or 5 and behaving the way she is?
Right.
But there's other kids in the house too. So to have somebody as unruly and disobedient as Des destroy everyone else in the house also, Melissa kind of has to give in to her.
No, that's not true. That's why I wanted to talk to you before we got out there, because if you start making those kind of excuses that, hey, we have no choice, she's just running the show, we work for her, then I don't even want you out there with me at the same time. Because if you're enabling her that way, then you're in my way, you're not helping. And I know you're here to help.
Right. I send her home. She doesn't get away with this crap at my house.
Well, but she can't send her home. She is home.
Right.
I know.
Okay,
I
but
agree.
what you just said is we have to give in. No, you don't have to
I
give
feel
in.
like
You
that's-
never give in.
I feel like that's what she has had to do over the years.
And not all the time. Every once in a while when it gets to the point where she's really scaring my little girls at home, I have to walk away from the situation because they're running off to other rooms and shutting the door, because they're scared, because she's screaming and she's throwing things and she's calling them names. So a lot of times I will, take her phone from her and I will ground her.
Okay, but let me explain something to you. And listen, there are some psychological principles here that are very fundamental. And one thing we know is an intermittent reinforcement schedule is the worst you can possibly have. If you reinforce a behavior every single time it happens and then you stop, then it goes away pretty quick because they learn real fast, well, I got paid off every time, now I never get paid off, so I'll quit. But if you intermittently reinforce it, where sometimes she gets away with it, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. Then she just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, thinking, I'll eventually get paid off for this, and it never extinguishes. Because she just keeps thinking, I just need to go one more time, and sure enough, then she does get paid off. You have her on an intermittent reinforcement schedule, which means inconsistent parenting creates the most resistant behavior that you could possibly have. You have created the worst situation possible.
You will never be able to get me to school.
That'll be on a foster mom to try and do it.
I don't have enough flags to denote all the violations here. You're arguing with her like another teenager. I have videotape of you being dragged down to her level, not you pulling her up to your level. Let's take a look at this.
When do I buy myself clothes?
When do you not?
What do I have that's new?
When do you not? Like those 5 shirts that you just got.
What 5 shirts did I buy?
Like a white one, a red one, and
I haven't bought anything but a Hollister sweatshirt in Las Vegas. Are you mad because you didn't get a go?
No.
Then I don't know why you're bitching about it. I worked for my money and I pay for my...
You will never be able to get me to school. If I do not go to school, you will never.
I won't have to worry about it for much longer, so that'll be on a foster mom to try and do it. You know what? You're not tough and nobody's scared of you. Nobody's scared of you.
No.
Your talk is cheap, Des. Your talk is cheap.
Now, in that red circle, who is there?
My girls.
Yeah,
little
now
girls.
I can't, let me tell you, I can start throwing flags here.
I know.
There aren't enough, I don't have enough flags in my pocket to note all the violations here. You're arguing with her like another teenager. You bought this, did not, did to, did not, did to. That's about the level that conversation was. Did to, did not, did to, did not, did to, did not. Mom.
I know.
You know, but then why are you doing it?
It's one of those things where if I would have just ended it and walked out of the situation, because there isn't a point to argue really, she would have followed me to the next room. And that's the biggest thing. Because they're on the couch, I didn't want it to get too escalated, so I tried to keep it kind of to a minminum.
Where were you when she was threatening to destroy $5,000 to $10,000 worth of audiovisual equipment?
I was behind the drape.
You could hear it.
I was bawling, yeah.
And you did what?
I was told to stay there. So I sat there.
Okay. What'd you say to her afterwards?
I didn't say much to her. She wasn't speaking to anybody. I mean,
so again, she set the tone.
Right.
Because I have to tell you, that's foreign to me. I mean, if I took one of my children somewhere and they behaved in that way, we would have a conversation and they would do a lot of listening and not very much talking.
Right.
But she gets away with whatever she wants to get away with, right? I mean, we have to, I'm not saying that you know what to do instead, but we have to acknowledge that's what's happening here. The child is running the show.
Right.
Can we agree that the child has an emotional age of 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's throwing tantrums. She's just really tall.
Yeah.
But these are tantrums.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They're the same as you see in the grocery store when a 3-year-old wants a toy.
Absolutely.
And they don't get it, so they fall on the floor and they kick and they kick their hands and feet. And so what you would do, you go get them the toy. That's essentially what you're doing. You're caving.
Right. And it's, I mean, a little bit different because when my little girls, attempt to do that, we walk out of the store. But I didn't do that with her when she was younger.
Yeah, and so here we are now. So what are you willing to do now?
Whatever it takes to get her on the right path at this point.
Beginning today, because you weren't yesterday.
Correct.
Yesterday, you weren't willing to step around that curtain and grab back of her shirt and say, come over here, you're going to listen to me. Sit down and listen. And you're threatening to send her to foster care like that's a threat.
It's about the only thing she's scared of at this point. If I touch her, she gets physical immediately.
And by the way, Tony did not ask you to stay behind the curtain.
No, I stepped back, and then the camera guy came out, and I just stayed back there.
Yeah, so you said
I didn't
you
want
weren't
to come
told,
out and get in the middle
but
of
you
it.
said you were told to stay back there. Nobody told
Right.
you not to
I
parent
wasn't
your
gonna
child.
go out there and get physical with
Okay,
her.
but then don't imply that that you didn't because we told you not to.
Correct.
Because that's not true.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. We're going to go out there and talk to her. I don't know how she's going to behave. I've got video of her being charming and nice. I've got video of her being yelling and screaming. But something needs to change today. And I need to know if when I call on you to make a hard decision, are you going to be prepared to make it?
Absolutely.
Are you going to stand the ground? Are you going to make excuses for her?
No.
Look, I know y'all love her. I want you to love. My God, you need to love her. Because what you're doing is not loving her. What you're doing is sabotaging her.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're going to take a break. Here's my plan. I want the 3 generations, 1, 2, and Destiny, 3 generations on stage when we come back, because we're going to try and solve this problem right now today.
Alright, then I don't know why the I'm doing this because this is stupid.
This is going to be on TV?
I don't give a I don't like being asked multiple questions because then you piss me off. And then I get mad. And then there's a big situation.
You just saw me bouncing around. I've been down in the edit bays looking at tape of a very unruly teen. Then I was in the green room talking to her family, trying to get ready for this show. Now, Destiny's family says once she gets started, there's nothing stopping her, and Destiny doesn't disagree. Take a look.
When I get mad, I don't know anything that's happening. At 3 or 4, that's when I started becoming angry. I used to watch my dad beat my mom. When I get mad, I only mean to take it to like a argument, but then it gets into punching, hitting, knocking my head into things. My reputation is more of like a don't come across me or I'll come after you type of person, because I'm not gonna let someone disrespect me, be fake, or rude. So if that happens, they know I'm gonna swing on them. I've chased somebody out with a butcher knife. It was my sister's babysitter. They were kind of annoying me.
You chased our babysitter with a butcher knife while my little girls were with her.
I don't like school. I've been kicked out of all schools. I've threatened to shoot someone. That's one of the things I've gotten in trouble for at school. 3 times? 4 times? Yeah, 4 times. My mom is different from me. We don't agree on anything. She blames everything on me. She says it's my fault that I didn't do this, that I didn't do that. You already know this. Alright, then I don't know why the I'm doing this because this is stupid.
This is going to be on TV?
I don't give a I don't like being asked multiple questions because then you piss me off. And then I get mad. And then there's a big situation. The only reason why I'm here is because it was between foster care or Dr. Phil. I didn't have a choice to come.
Would you like Dr. Phil to try to be able to help you?
I just explained myself. I'm not gonna explain it again. I don't need this.
I don't know why I have it.
Destiny, how are you?
I'm good.
Have a seat. Let me ask you something. Do you really see no value in being here?
I want the help, but it's just that I only got the choice of going into foster care, Dr. Phil, or treatment that I had to sign up myself for.
Well, let me make one thing really clear, just to start off with. I don't think this is a Destiny problem, by the way. I think this is a family problem. You're the squeaky wheel, You make a lot of noise, but you're not the problem here. This is a family dynamic problem here. This is something you guys have mutually defined the way this family works since you were 3 or 4 years old. This is like a three-legged stool, and you're just one of the legs. These guys are just as involved in how this thing has become dysfunctional as you are. Do you agree with that?
I'm dysfunctional?
Yes, you're very dysfunctional. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're dysfunctional, you're dysfunctional, you're dysfunctional. The family unit is dysfunctional, meaning that it doesn't work in a way that moves you towards healthy goals in your life. You're not happy. What could I get her to do where you would say, wow, sure glad I met the bald guy because he fixed things right up. He straightened her up and got her off my back. And what could she do that would make you happy?
Not make a big deal out of a lot of things I do.
Like?
If I don't clean my room right then and there, oh, you're going to give me your phone. Okay, chill out. Like.
Well, you're a teenager. Teenagers don't have clean rooms. I mean, that's not the end of the world. I mean, are there like creatures living in there or anything? Okay, so she could get off your back about little things.
Yeah.
Day-to-day things.
Yeah, I mean, her room isn't the cleanest either.
Okay. All right, what else?
She knows I smoke weed. She found my grinder in the house.
And I threw it out.
Yeah, but you know I smoke weed.
But I tell you that it's not okay.
But do I
And there's
stop?
consequences for your actions. So no, I'm not okay with it. I don't condone it.
Well, I have a very pivotal question for Destoni when we come back. This is really, I think, I have two questions actually. One I'm going to ask when we come back, and then the other one. Two questions that are really going to define where we are and where we're going. And what Destoni is going to find out is she does have control over her future, and a lot of it is going to depend on what she says and does today in the next hour. She's going to get to choose what happens in her near future. Have you pulled knives on people and chased them around the house?
Yeah. They made me mad. They got to do what they wanted, so why can't I?
Closed captioning provided by...
Don't just blame me again!
I told Melissa 10 years ago if she would have stood her ground with Destoni,
Stop pointing fingers on me!
we wouldn't be in this boat.
Stop!
It's too late. There's nothing Melissa can do. No matter what she says or does, it doesn't work. She ends up calling the police on Destoni, or she has to just give in. When Melissa gives in, it is a temporary fix. As soon as Destoni gets what she wants, something else comes up that makes her mad, and she pushes even more. Melissa diffuses the situation by walking away. I keep telling her, don't give in. Melissa keeps saying, what do you want me to do, Mother? What do you want me to do?
Michelle says her granddaughter Destoni is just horrible to her mother Melissa, her sisters, teachers, police, and anybody Destoni comes into contact with. Have you pulled knives on people and chased them around the house?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what gives you the right to do that?
I don't know. Because I did it. Because it just happened.
What goes through your mind at the time that gives you permission to say, I'm going to take a butcher knife out of the kitchen and chase somebody and threaten their life with it?
I was mad.
I'm sorry?
I was mad.
Uh-huh. And you were mad, so when you're mad, you get to do what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to understand. What goes through your head at the time? And there's not a right or wrong answer. I'm just wanting to know what you think at the time.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't have made me mad. So then I get mad and attack them. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, a lot goes through my head.
Well, I just want you to say what you're thinking at the time, because at some point you give yourself permission to say, I have the right to threaten someone's life.
I I mean, they made me mad. They got to do what they wanted, so why can't I?
Uh-huh. And you've been suspended from school on 10/12/2018. Destoni asked if she could leave class, began calling me every offensive name in the book. This is a teacher talking, and all of my students too, and said, I'm going to make your life blanking hell now. You said that in class, right?
No.
What'd you say?
I said, well, I told my teacher she had chlamydia.
Well, that was a different time.
Well, that was that time too.
Why would you tell the teacher that she had an STD?
Because she looks like she does.
How do you look like you have chlamydia?
I don't know, she's just really ugly.
I'm sorry?
She's just really ugly.
She's ugly?
Yeah.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything.
I don't put up with your crap and you don't.
I just did. Would you like a cookie?
Closed captioning provided by...
Four juveniles were arrested after police say they threatened to do harm and bring guns to Foley Middle School.
And they're now behind bars.
A 12-year-old girl has been arrested today. She is accused of threatening to shoot up Washington Academic Middle School in Sanger.
Tonight, many are just learning that a 16-year-old student at Brea Olinda High School is behind bars after police say he posted pictures of himself holding a rifle on social media and threatened that he was going to shoot people at the school.
On 11/7/18, threats to bring a gun to school and shoot students were made with a text told students bringing a gun to school. Did you threaten to bring a gun to school and shoot students?
No.
In a text?
No. I said that he's lucky he doesn't have a bullet through his head right now because he was talking about my mom. So,
okay.
I didn't say I was going to bring a gun. I said he's lucky he doesn't have a bullet through his head.
That was at the high school. That one happened at the high school.
Yeah, I didn't say that. No.
That was Lakewood before you got expelled.
She was just saying a couple days ago that she told someone that they were lucky they didn't have a bullet in their head because they were talking smack about her, not her mother.
No, they were talking
her,
smack
and that's on video.
They were talking smack about my mom. So, yeah, try again.
Okay, 1/8/19, you started yelling at another student saying, shut the blank up, why do you ask stupid blanking questions? When corrected, she continued saying, what's his blanking problem? He's blanking stupid, I don't give a blank. Same day, 12/15, Desi was upset. Desi threatened to attack them and shoot them. Desi also threatened to shoot her teacher.
Chill out with all that. I did not do that. I did like half of that.
We what?
I only did like half of that.
Okay. Well, what gives you the permission to do the half you did?
I don't know. When I'm pissed off, it just comes to my head and I say it. It's like I control it, but I don't. Like, it comes to my head and I say it. It's like it just comes out. Like it just happens to come out of my mouth. I don't know how to not say it because I'm pissed off and it comes out like that. It literally just pops up in my head and I say that.
Yeah, and in your pre-interview you said it and you meant it. You said, I'll actually do it.
Yeah.
So you're saying, I'll actually get a gun and go shoot somebody?
Yeah. Things pop in on my head. Like, some things don't. Some things I do mean to say. Other things I don't. Like, it just pops up in my head and then I say it.
But then after the fact you said, I will actually do that. I said it and I'll actually do it.
Yeah, it depends. And did I not say it depends in the video?
On what?
On that video.
It depends on what?
I said it depends on what the situation is and who it is that I would actually shoot somebody. If it really comes down to it, it'd have to be like something really bad. Like if they killed somebody that I love, then obviously I do it. If it's like, oh, you're doing this or whatever, then, I mean, it really depends.
Okay, just recently on the 17th of January at 11:40 a.m., the note says you walked into class, told a teacher to blank off, and that teacher has chlamydia. Then you refused to go to the office. At 11:51, you made your way to the office and yelled down the hallway, "The teacher has chlamydia." You were wandering the hallway yelling, "The blanking police are coming for me," disrupting multiple classrooms. "Bitches, where are the blanking police?" And at 12:25, PD arrives and you continue to yell out of the office, "Come on, bitches. You're all bitches and creepers."
Yeah. I said
Okay,
that.
what's the point of this? What's the end game here? What are you trying to achieve? What's your purpose in doing all that?
I don't know.
What you've told me, Desi, is that you don't care what people think. You
I
can do
don't.
whatever you want and you don't care.
I don't. That's their opinion, not mine.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. If anything, chill out with all that. You just took
You
it way
won't
too
talk
far.
to me like that, Desi. I don't put up with your crap and you know
I
it.
just did. Congratulations. Would you like a cookie?
Really does. Really.
What are you so afraid of?
I didn't say I was afraid of anything. What? I didn't.
But you're behaving in a very fearful way.
Of?
I'm asking you what you're afraid of, because your attitude, your behavior is, I'm going to get them before they get me. You don't acknowledge that the teachers are in charge of the class. You go up and down the hallways yelling and screaming. That tells me you're unsocialized. Why are you so afraid that you're not going to be accepted?
I'm not.
Then why are you behaving this way?
I don't know, because I am. Because that's just how I handle things.
Well, you have 1,000 choices that you could choose, and you choose this one consistently, is to attack people verbally, alienate them, push them away, call them names, and distance yourself from them. That's not an accident that that's a pattern. So you're afraid of something. I'm just curious if you have any insight at all as to what it is.
No, I'm not afraid of anything. It's, people tell me, take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. So then I take a deep breath. No, because then I'm even more mad because it doesn't do anything.
Okay. Well, I said there were 2 questions I wanted to ask you. Here's one of them. Do you understand what hierarchy is?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay, and that's okay. Hierarchy means pecking order, that it's kind of like in the military, there's a general, and then there's a colonel, and then there's a captain, and then there's privates. You know, there's an order. You know, there's a pecking order. There's somebody in control, and then there's somebody that reports to that person, and somebody that reports to that person, and somebody that reports to that person. That's a hierarchy. That's what that means. And somebody has to be in control, and that's true in a family. Do you acknowledge that your mother is the head of this family?
No.
Okay, so if she's not the head of the family, are you the head of the family?
No.
So you don't recognize her authority as a parent?
Nobody's head of what you just said.
The family?
Yeah, no.
So you don't recognize her as a parent, her authority to direct you as a child into what you need to do and not do?
No, I do.
I'm sorry?
I do.
But you don't comply?
No.
Okay. And you understand, and I said how you answer these questions was going to be outcome determinative. You recognize that when you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you choose to steal something and get caught, you choose to go to jail. If you choose to speed and you get a ticket,
yeah.
you choose to pay the fine. You choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. And you're choosing behaviors that put you in conflict with authority on a regular basis. You don't acknowledge that the teachers are in charge of the class. You go up and down the hallways yelling and screaming, you know, teachers got chlamydia, disrupting class and all. You don't recognize the hierarchy at school.
I mean, like,
I'm sorry?
I do, but I don't, because I choose not to.
You choose not to?
Yeah.
Okay, so, because that tells me you're unsocialized, and so you don't function in society.
Oh?
No, it does. It tells me that you're immature and you don't recognize the mores and folkways of society, the way the world works.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's very immature to go up and down the hall disrupting classes and yelling the teacher has chlamydia. That's very childish behavior.
Yeah, I've been told that multiple times.
I would think. I bet you hear that a lot. All right, coming up, Destiny says she wants to become emancipated. My thoughts on that and more when we come back, and I've got the second question.
Destiny is horrible to her siblings. She flies off the handle with them on a daily basis.
Me and my sister, we got into a fight. She hit me first. Who got in trouble? I did.
I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old granddaughter that Destiny is so mean to. She tells them their dad doesn't want them.
She tells my 6-year-old she's retarded and missing chromosomes. She tells my 4-year-old that she's ugly. She makes my little girls cry when all they want is her acceptance. I ultimately am scared for their safety when she's around.
Closed captioning provided by... Well, we are out of time for today, but tomorrow, Destiny, well, she takes it up a notch or two or three. She'll come face to face with a group of her peers who have a lot to say about her threatening to shoot up her school. Will she listen to them? Will she take my help? Well, you won't believe her reaction. Here's a sneak peek.
Tomorrow on Dr. Phil.
Destiny is disrespectful. She makes threats. She throws tantrums. She's a bully.
An out-of-control teenager.
Okay, your point?
Do you care if you hurt somebody else?
I mean, that's their choice, not mine.
Gets a major wake-up call.
Get that camera out of my face!
You're a minor. Your mom's decided this.
Why are you waiting? Why?
Fine, let's have a nice...
That's tomorrow.
Well, Destiny did everything in her power to stop our plan from happening, so I had to bring in reinforcements. Did she end up listening? Well, you don't want to miss that tomorrow. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to my new podcast called Fill in the Blanks. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.